Good morning. This is Baphiri. I'm back. Uh, I just want to greet everybody, depending on where you are. It could be good morning, it could be good afternoon, it could be good evening. I have been out for a while, and there are so many things to catch up, you know. There are so many things to catch up, and we may not finish everything today. But I just want to assure all our viewers that I am back. Back, and I am back, and I'm back. Thank you. Today we are going to be talking about the current situation in Zambia, the political climate in Zambia. We are preparing to go to the polls. These polls are in less than a year. We'll be electing the next president of the Republic of Zambia. Oh, God. There are so many things to talk about, but let's talk about the president that we have now. He's like he's courting us Zambians, okay? He's courting us Zambians. He wants us to be in marriage with him next year. You know, so like we are like on courtship. You see? So he's courting us. But you know what? Let me begin by apologizing. Let me begin by apologizing before we even start everything. The last episode we had, I was talking about the burial arrangements of the late president. And I gave 3 examples of people that were not allowed to go attend the funeral, and they didn't attend. Okay? So there was number 1, I gave an example of here. There was Senator John McCain. He passed on. May he so rest in peace. And he said that the president shouldn't attend his funeral. And they obliged. They didn't force. You know? And I gave another example in South Africa. And about President Zuma, he didn't attend. I also gave another example in Zambia. And I gave an example of Kaunda not attending the funeral of Kapwepwe. But it's like cheap political propagandists, like my young brother who is in exile in Malaysia. So he took it upon himself to start criticizing me. Oh yeah, no, President Kaunda attended. You know, it's like, you know, let me just apologize that I am going to withdraw that example. Since the 2 examples I gave in that video are enough to illustrate the point I was trying to bring across. So there was no need for cheap propagandists to use that as an example. If they tell you that don't come, but you use your force, you use the policemen to force yourself in the funeral, it doesn't mean that you have attended the funeral. It doesn't mean that the family has accepted you. They haven't accepted you. This issue of being stopped from attending a funeral is not just in politics. Even within family members, it happens. Same brother, same mother, same father. If 2 brothers are fighting, they can say, don't attend my funeral. And it's true, they don't. You know, this is a tradition. It's been there for a long time. It's not only a Zambian thing. It's everywhere. You know, so let me not spend too much time. Just for the sake of my brother who is fighting for his freedom, I cannot attack him because he's a victim just like all of us. you know. He's trying to go back home. He's a refugee in a foreign land. You know, it's very difficult to live in a foreign land. People who have never lived in a foreign land, they may not understand. But me, I understand him. So I'm not going to attack my young brother. I am just going to, some people are saying my young brother. Yes, I'm old. I'm going to be I'm running towards 60 anyway. So just for the people, because I see people telling me, you don't look like, I'm advanced. I'm a senior citizen in Zambian standards, okay? So, yes, I can say my young brother. It's okay. So let me brush off that because I have to address that. There were so many people who were saying, Baphiri, munapanga mistake, Baphiri, chakuti. So I have addressed that. I have withdrawn the third example that I gave. I gave 2 examples about not attending the funeral if you are not allowed. So those 2 examples are enough to illustrate the point I was trying to bring across. So the third one, I have withdrawn it, of Kaunda and Kapwepwe. So let's come today. Today, we are talking about Zambia. Next year, we'll be going for elections. And are we going to keep this president who is there, or we have to change? That is the question. Are we going to keep this president we have now, or we are going to change him? That is the question. Now, I'll give you an example. If a woman is going to be engaged, to be married, you have found a man who is willing to settle with you. I'm talking to Imwe Bazimai. I'm talking to Bazimai ku Soweto Market uko. I'm talking about Bazimai uko Kanda Square. I'm talking about Bazimai uko kwa Kalingalinga uko. Nisi bako. Dawa twena kwa gaza kuti ninayi walako. Nisi bako kwa Kalingalinga. Nese pamunali boys, nabwera naenda paluwangwa boys. Kuchoka paluwangwa boys, ninabwera baki kwa Pakablonga boys. So nikachoka Pakablonga paja nezo crossing hapo Pakalingalinga hapo. Kubura kuenda ku Kablonga kuchani kumunali kucha na kubura ngena mu Kaunda Square mucha. Munali banzanga maningi muja, munali na church kwa menene zo pempera kwa mene kucha. Yenzo itani wati Pentecostal Holiness Church. Actually, that's where I got baptized. I am a full born again. Pano pamene muniona pano. I'm a full born again. Ndawa bantu wazambo kamba ati no Baphiri wana join ama politics so church wanasiya. No, I'm a full born again. I was baptized uko ku Kaunda Square uko. Ku Kaunda Square ku Pentecostal Holiness. That's where I was baptized. I am a full born again Christian. So, let's talk about this president. Are we going to get married to this president or we are going to divorce him? That's the question. In a permanent pano, I can tell you from 2021, 2020, 2021, even 2016, because there was an election in 2015, and there was an election also in 2016. I said, this man is not fit. I said it. Mu 2015, I said it. This is why I voted for President Lungu. Mu 2016, we hosted President Lungu kuno ku Midtown, ku Manhattan, ku Midtown, ku New York City. We hosted President Lungu. I supported President Lungu. I didn't support this current president. And I had my reasons. So, I am just biased, I am just a kada, makada niwo shupa, I am not, ndine kada na londo. Ndine kada na londo. I'm not just like a kada, like those thugs vamenemuona to ni makada zwabisa mina muzina ya ukada. No, ndine kada na londo. I told you clearly, mu 2015 President Lungu, mu 2016 there was an election to President Lungu. Even mu 2021, I was explaining, people didn't just understand me. 2021, I was saying, no, uyu muntu sanga kwanise, uyu muntu sanga kwanise. There are a lot of things why uyu muntu sanga kwanise. Maona ka? Vantu siwana nimvere. Oh yeah, we wanted to try new things, we want to try. I was asking people, all these promises that he's giving you, ask him, where is he going to get the money to pay for all these things? Man, I used to ask people. But anyway, let's not dwell in the past. Let's move on to 2026. What are we going to do? Let me just give you two recent examples. Actually, I don't really like to mention people's names in public. You know, I don't like that. But I'm just going to tell you that the former Minister of Finance, there are so many former Ministers of Finance for Zambia who have been ministers of Zambia. I mean, since from 1964 to 2025, we have had so many finance ministers. The former Minister of Finance, this current president said that he is going to take his helicopter and confiscate it. It will become the government property, and he'll be using it to transport maize all over Zambia. Because the man has been arrested and is in prison. Now, I am not here to discuss whether his imprisonment is true or false, or is fair or unfair. That is a topic for another day. So let's put it aside. This president is saying he's going to confiscate the helicopter that belongs to this man, and he'll be using it for helicopter uplifting of Milimio. I mean, that is a small chopper with 3 people, 3 seats, 3 passengers. I don't know people who are advising the president to be saying all these things. Or maybe he's not even listening to them, he's just he's not reading. This is why I brought my notes here, so that people can see that people have spoken to me, and I've taken notes, and I'll be reading from here. I am trying to inform the president that also there are people that we are paying to be writing speeches for him. And he must be reading those speeches instead of just talking from anywhere. You see? For example, if you are going to tell us in Zambia that we are confiscating the helicopter of the former Foreign Affairs Minister, not Finance Minister, the Foreign Affairs Minister, and then that helicopter has got only 3 seats, and you want to tell the Zambians that we'll be using it to transport maize across the whole nation. I mean, how many bags can a 3-seater helicopter carry? Have you seen? Didn't you people who are handling the president, didn't you tell him that a 3-seater helicopter doesn't have enough space to carry enough maize to be shipping across the country? Didn't you tell him? Or should we, the Zambian people, blame the people who are handling the president that you are not doing a good job? How can a 3-seater helicopter be used to transport food for the masses? That's my first question. My second question is, this president was in a meeting. This president was in a meeting. And his national youth chairman, by the name of my young brother, he is my young brother, Liswaniso. Youth chairman, national youth chairman, Liswaniso. He went on camera and he said that there will be no independence from UPND. No, I am not UPND, okay? So I am not even fighting for UPND. Please, understand me. Understand my point and don't use it to be, don't twist my points. Now, just understand my point. Liswaniso went on national media and he said that it was in a meeting actually. I think it was in the Mulungushi Conference Center, which was built by ECL anyway. He said that in UPND there will be no independent allowed to stand as member of parliament. And he assured the president that there will be no independent as long as he was the youth chairman. Now, me, I was so surprised when I heard that. I mean, it's all over the news. It's all over the news. I was so surprised. What enforcement is he going to use to stop the independent members of parliament from standing? Is he going to use force to block them from filing nominations? Or what is he going to use? I just don't understand that. I need Liswaniso to explain these things. But anyway, I'm not going to put it on him. I'm not going to put it on Liswaniso to explain these things because Liswaniso is a young guy, is a young man, is my young brother. Even though I come from the Eastern Province, but he's my young brother. He comes from the Western Province, okay, but he's my young brother. The truth of the matter is that I am not going to blame Liswaniso, and I'm also urging the whole Zambia not to blame Liswaniso because even me here, as the senior cadre himself, I would have done the same thing to President Lungu. You know, this loyalty thing is so strong. This is what people must understand. This loyalty thing is so strong. So, because of that, I can't blame Liswaniso. I am going to blame the president. Why am I blaming the president, even though he's not the one who said those things? But I'll still blame him. Number one, the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia clearly, categorically states that independent MPs can stand. Even independent president can stand. That's what the Constitution says. So Liswaniso is a cadre just like me, okay? They call me the senior cadre because I've been a cadre since 1990. I've been a cadre. So I am a senior of those cadres because most of these cadres in my juniors, vanatipeza, I say. Mbili zakari, vanatipeza. So, the president, you know, even if it's politics, even if it's whatever it is, even if it's politics, the president is not supposed to endorse wrongdoing. Because the president swears in. Liswaniso never saw in. He wasn't sworn in. So he's a cadre. He can say anything he wants. But it is that man who lifted the Bible and he said, I am swearing in to protect and uphold the Constitution. That's the person who is supposed to rebut that. Even if you want it to be political, let's say it's a plan. Let's say it's just a plan, it's a political plan. Because you see, in politics, so many things happen. It was a plan, and Liswaniso was supposed to say that, but then it shouldn't come from the president, because you see, it's going to cause so many problems. Yes, even if it's like that, I understand politics. I'm in politics too. The president was still supposed to condemn that. Even if Liswaniso has said it, a lot of youths have believed him, and they are going to do what their leader is telling them. But the president himself is supposed to rebut it. He's supposed to say, no. Maana, even if they plan to do it, he was supposed to still say no. Why? Because it's him who lifted the Bible and said that he was going to protect the Constitution. It is him who said that he is going to uphold the Constitution. It wasn't Liswaniso. This is why I'm not blaming Liswaniso, even if what he said is unconstitutional. I still blame the president, because the president is the one who lifted the Bible. If I was in a position of Liswaniso, I would do the same thing to my president, the late President Edgar Lungu. I was going to do the same thing. You see, that's why I can't blame Liswaniso. I'm blaming the president. Because the president is the one who is looking for marriage with Zambians. He wants us to marry him. So how can you marry a person who is on engagement, wamupasa engagement ring, and he's on engagement, and he's still talking to other boyfriends? He's still entertaining things that will disturb the marriage. He calls himself a chief spy in the issue of the foreign affairs minister, former foreign affairs minister. He calls him a chief spy. Are we going to vote for a chief spy, or we are going to vote for a president who is going to take care of us? Are we voting for a chief FBI or OP operator or not? You see? So please, this president has shown that he doesn't regard the Constitution. This is why he allowed Liswaniso, instead of him rebutting what Liswaniso said, he decided to keep quiet. Meaning that he endorsed. Indirectly, he endorsed. And the youths may even be there to stop anybody who wants to file for a nomination as an independent, which is against the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia. It is in this vein that I have to tell the Zambians which person they must vote for. I know they'll be saying all sorts of things, but in the PF, we have got so many good leaders. We have got the acting president, he can be a good president. We have got the former head of members of parliament in parliament, leader of former leader of members of parliament is well composed. He can also become a good president. We have got a lot of MPs. We have got so many good leaders. Because you know why we have got good leaders in PF? It was because all of them, including President Lungu, all of us were groomed into the school, political school of President Michael Sata. Even KBF is a good leader. Even though he's not in PF, he's a good leader. All those people, They were all trained and groomed, educated by President Michael Sata, including myself. You understand? But looking at the situation we are in Zambia, whereby we have got leaders who don't follow the constitution. We have got leaders who really don't even care about understanding the constitution. For example, the chief communications officer from State House, he went on television and said, he went on media and said that there is no provision for an independent president to stand in Zambia, which was completely wrong because the constitution allows an independent president. So this is what I'm trying to tell the Zambians. You are dealing with a situation, a regime that doesn't understand the constitution, and not only that, they don't follow the constitution. So if you are going to bring in good leaders like acting president, like former leader of opposition, all those, they are good leaders. I'm not saying they are not good leaders. They are good leaders. I know them personally. It's a story of another day. But looking at the situation we have now, I can tell you one thing. If we can put our interests aside and just look for a leader who can deliver us, I'm telling you, we can do it. I'm going to go back to 1991 because in 1991, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, somewhere there. That's where I was in 1991. Okay? I voted for President Chiluba. At that time, I can tell you that that movement for multi-party democracy, if you look at the leaders who were there, the real leaders who were there, President Chiluba was far from the throne. He was very far, not even second, not even third, not even fourth. He was very far. Back seat. President Chiluba. But those genuine real Zambians, they put their interest aside. Na kukamba kuti, look, if I stand, President Kaunda will win because he's going to fight me. He's going to bring in cases. Whether they are true or not, they are still allegations. They can still go to court. You understand? But there will be no time to do all those things. Whether allegations are true or not, it doesn't change anything. They can still block you from filing your nominations. So imwe Zambians muninveste se bwino because mu 2021 nenze kukuuzani. So munanimvere. But manje mwazionera mweka kuti Baphiri vamakamba chabe tima wakamba to wakamba Baphiri wakamba but vamene vakamba Baphiri vikala true. Mu 2020, 2021, I warned you. Sumunanimvere. Onani manje ma problems ya minialiko. Sembe munanimvera ine, sembe vonse vikulibe. And I've come back kukuzani kuti. Yes, in PF we have got good leaders. Anybody who is going to stand on PF, I will support them. But looking at the situation, let's go back to 2021 when we were changing from one-party state participatory democracy to multipartism. Look at that. You will know. Then, muzachita understand vamene nikamba pano. 1991, we said, if we choose this person, President Kaunda has got a lot of data to fight him. He can even take him to court. All of them, including our former president, our founding president, all of them, he was going to fight. President Kaunda was going to fight them. So what did the patriots did? I call them the fathers of Zambia. What did they do? They said, you know what? Let's put our personal interest aside and let's bring in a new guy. A new guy. Amene alibe milandu zamene vasamuvalika. And that's when it was discovered that President Chiluba will be the one. That's how President Chiluba became the leader of the movement for multi-party democracy. So I am explaining these things to the Gen Z. I mean, I can say that because my firstborn is 34, you know what? So I'm grown. Okay? Time at 34, ndiyo mene vavota. Ndiye vambiri mu Zambia. Over 65% of the Zambian population is below 35 years old. So ndiye mene vavota. I have to teach them. Ni vana vatu abatina balateka. We have to teach them. That's how President Chiluba was nominated. Waja wonse bakulu bakulu. Tikamba muchishewa timakamba ti madoda. Like bena late Arthur Winner. Kunyumba kwa Arthur Winner. Siwezo pika nsima mukapoto iyai. Wezo pika mu drum nsima. Ija drum waijua pakati. Ndimo niwezo pika nsima. Because kwenzo kuzula wantu. Imwamine simuziwa chiteni history ya Zambia. Let's teach you. Swanga pika. Kunyumba kwa Arthur Winner. Wasikota Winner. Swanga pika nsima mukapoto. Kapoto kangono. No. Wezo pika mu ija drum ya mine ija kuijua pakati. Ndimo niwezo pikira nsima. Tikuuze nkoni venzo chitika. And those were madoda. Ndiye ma leaders wa mine tizi wawaja. But all those people wanakamba kuti no. Let's put the interest of the country first before our interest. And it is afakapo uyu mnyamata uyu. Wamina napeseka kuti enze wamudala wa President Chiluba. Ndipa nema nafaka paja. Ndipa mine mu 1991 utinakwanisa kuwina. And I'm telling you the same thing today. This is why nabwera pa camera, 3 cameras in front of me. Yanikopa. I want this to be on record. Because mukapanga mistake mazambians. Muzani kumbukira vamene nakamba ine. Just like muni kumbukira manje vane nakamba mu 2021. Ndiyo mwamene wana sankira wa President Chiluba kuti wankaleva leader of movement for multi-party democracy. But apa manje tizachita bwanji ndaba tina problem ya menei. Ine ningakuze ni muntu wamene nichita endorse kuti taking over PF and Tonse Alliance. Nizakuuzani. And why nikamba hivyo vintu? And why my decision is on this one? Look at this, Moses. Moses was supposed to take the people of Israel from Egypt kuwapeleka kuti ku promised land. Maona? Ndiyo menenzo funiko chita from Egypt to promised land. Chamene chinachitika munjira ni chani. Moses did not arrive ku promised land. But there was a Joshua who was carrying ndodo. Pachizungu wakuti walking stick. Manje fesidife wazungu. Waziwaga. Ine ndine mchema wakuchaditza. Olo nilikuno kwa wazungu pati. Nikali mchema nditu. Ndodo. Pachizungu wakuti walking stick. Amenezo nyamula walking stick ya Moses ni ndani. Wishe Moses mu Bible. Moses in the Bible. I have to speak. You know, I'm forcing myself to speak English because you see our international viewers, they don't understand my my chitundu, you know. You know. So Moses had a Joshua. Joshua Mukamuyangana was far from leadership. Joshua was very far from leadership because kunali madoda when Aaron in the Bible, actually Aaron was also a prophet, and not only that, he was also the elder brother of Moses. Vantu venanga siwaganza kuti sitizi wa Bible, tizi wa Bible. I'm born again pano panemuniona. Why am I saying this? Because I want to encourage my Christians to be involved in politics. Because Christianity, you can't be a politician when you are in Christian. No, it's not like that. This is why it in my problems, then vintu. If we choose elected Christian, born again Christians as leaders, citizens kana ma problems yonse amenetiona haya. Maona ka? Let me go back to English, So Moses had Joshua, and Joshua was carrying the rod of Moses, the walking stick or the rod of Moses. And when Moses died, there was other people who were next in inheritance, who were supposed to take over from Moses. Example is Aaron. Aaron was not only the elder brother of Moses, he wasn't only the prophet, he was also a leader of the people. People were also looking to Aaron to lead them. There was also Miriam. Miriam was also the elder sister of Moses. She was also a prophet. Go, Bible. Zambia is a Christian nation. Go and read the Bible. Muzambera vonse vamene nikamba pano. Vili mu Bible. But the question is, why is it that when Moses died, it's not Aaron who took over? It's not Miriam who took over. Even though these people were prophets. Now, I am not here to preach. So, I am not going to tell you the reasons why. But I can... it's a topic of another day. But let's just go to how Joshua became the leader of Israel, of the children of Israel. That is how, so, in politics, we can say that most of these leaders now, they can be easily be disqualified on technical grounds. Not that they are not popular, not that they are not loved by the people, not that they cannot win. They can be disqualified on technical grounds. You have to understand that tilina ECZ, yo ipa, olo mu Bible inalimo ECZ. This is why Aaron didn't become didn't take over from Moses. This is why even Miriam didn't take over from Moses. It was Joshua who took over from Moses. Olokumwamba iliko ECZ. Vaitana zina inango. Ngatisimuziva. So this is what I'm telling you, Mazambians. 2026, ECZ. Oh, let me not use the word ECZ. Let me just say that kuzankala ma technical grounds yamenevenango vantu vazankala disqualified. Even if they are good, even though they are good leaders, they can win an election, they can lead Zambia into prosperity. Because all these leaders were trained by the founder of PF, who is the late President Michael Chilufya-Sata. May his soul rest in peace. All these people, even if you are not choka mu PF, waliku ZDMP, whatever, wherever they are, all those people ni my students of President Michael Chilufya-Sata. That's what I can tell you. So most of these people were disqualified on technical grounds. Not that they are not good leaders, not that they cannot win an election. This is not the point we are looking at, Mazambians. If you are going to look at a person who can win an election, a person who can do this, muza loser, because the person who can win an election may even be disqualified on technical grounds. That's why as a seasoned politician and who has been around for a while, I have been around for a while, I can tell you that the best person we can go with is PF Batonse. The best person we can go with is Makebi Zulu. That's the person I'm endorsing, and I'm going to tell you why. If you look at Makebi Zulu and you read the Bible, ngati munaverenga Bible, Read the Bible on Joshua. Joshua, mwamenenzo nkhalira na leader who was Moses. If you look at that relationship, Joshua na Moses, Joshua izochita vili vonse vanamuza Moses. Bweresa ndodo yanga yo abweresa. Bweresa kapauch kanga abweresa. Bweresa phone yanga yo abweresa. Okay, iwe Makebi Zulu iwe. Uzasiya kusebenza uko ku company yako ku town uko ku lawyers uko. Ufunika uyende naine paulendo. Joshua anavomera. Anasiya company yake yose. Ili mulusaka company yake. Eva ali ku Johannesburg. You see how loyalty is. You see how loyalty is. Here is Makebi Zulu has demonstrated that he is loyal, not only to the president, but also to the family of the president, the late president. That's why nikamba kuti the best person waminanga pitilize legacy ya ACL is Makebi Zulu. Yes, Makebi Zulu ni mwana mngono. Ni mwana mngono. Stizi watonse ni mwana mngono. But alinanzelu. But he understands the heartbeat of Moses. He understands the heartbeat of Moses. Me, I don't even call him Makebi Zulu. I call him the firstborn of President Lungu. Maana? Ni mwana wa pakomo wa President Lungu. And vantu wamene vakulupirira muri President Lungu. Vantu wamene vafuna kuti legacy ya President Lungu yende pasogola. Let's put our, even me pano nifuna nkala president. Mwambesaka? Kulibe muntu wamene safuna nkala president mu Zambia. Even me pano. Ningachoke kuno ku America. Nikudya bwino kuno ku America. But mukaniuza kuti Baphiri bwerani mukhale ba president. Nizachoka kuno ku America. Vonse vakudya vili kuno nzavishia. Wadaka? Unani kusalala na salala kuno ku America. Sembe ku Zambia sembe nina gwantika. Mukusiwa kugwantika. Kumaso kusembe kuna gwantika. Nichicheva icho chapezeka. Maybe watuswanga vile. I am going to ask my elder brothers uko ku Eastern Province interpret kugwantika. Kugwantika kumaso kugwantika. Explain in English so that our international viewers can understand. Put that in the comment. Interpret that in the comment. Mwanaka? I am willing to leave all these things na kubura nkala president. So everybody wants to become president. But tikabura tachosa all these problems tavichosa tavifaka aside. Let's look at Zambia as Zambia's interest number one. Our own personal interest vinkale kumbuyo. Mwamini wana chitira makolo yatu. Exactly what they did our forefathers in 1991. They put all their interest aside and bring in President Chiluba, who was actually the chairman of the trade union. He was very far from the leadership. But this is what they said. Let's bring this person because uyu muntu ndiaza wina ndabali na clean record. Ali loyo bwino. Ndia na clean record. And exactly this is what happened. So niku uzani Mazambians, those of you who are supporting other candidates, I want you to understand that your candidate is good. It's not that he can't win an election. He can win an election. It's not that he can't become a good leader. He can become a good leader. It's not that he doesn't understand late President Lungu's legacy. They understand and they can follow it. It's true. But we are dealing with law. We are dealing with people who are willing to break the law. We are dealing with people who don't follow the law. Even though it's a strong word, but I don't have another word that I can use to explain the situation. We are not in a situation whereby the rule of law is being followed. the justice is being saved. We are not in that era whereby somebody is killed a person and they don't even arrest them. They give them bail. This is the situation we are in. So we are not really in the normal situation whereby we need a normal candidate. We are in a very difficult situation. This is why I am endorsing Honorable Makebi Zulu to be the flag bearer of PF Tonse Alliance. Imwe bantu wamene following senior cadre ku Eastern Province mpaka ku Northern Province mpaka ku Western Province mpaka ku Northwestern uko kumuchinga uko imwe wamene mukonka senior cadre. Just understand that senior cadre is bringing you history and is saying that at this point in time muntu amene azatipulumusa ku chisauso chamene tilipo ni Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu. Yes, ni mwana mng'ono, imwe wako undersquare uko, mumuziva mwana wanu. Mumuziva mwana wanu. Ine kuono, ndine malume wake. Ndine malume wake kuno ku America, nikuuzani kuti. Uyu ndiwa minaza sogolera ziko. Yanganani chifundo cha minali nacho uyu muntu. Look at how compassionate the man is. Look at how composed he is. If ine olondine mukulu, olondine malume wake, but if it was me, I was going to explode. But mzamu wanangata akamba paja pa apasa update paja pa television paja. Very composed, very calm, very well organized. Ndiye muntu wamene tinga kambe kuti uyu muntu aenda tiimirireko ku United Nations. Kwani kuli ma president yosiyana siyana. Where we have got so many different kinds of presidents. Wapezeka ku United Nations. Tikatenga uyu Makebi Zulu. Mwana watu. Kuja kukanda square mwana watu. Anakulira kukanda square. Even wapasta wake tiwaziva. Ndiye menanga tisogolele. Look at how compassionate he has been. Despite being a lawyer, asiya vonse va lawyer. Asiya vonse va lawyer. Ndrama zonse kulusaka vonse va customer vonse avisia. Ahindonkala ku South Africa to fight for the late president. And nikuuzani nepano. Sembe kuti. Tinalibe Makebi Zulu. Inkani sembe wanachita kudala vonse vamene wafuna ochita ma enemies of the late president President Edgar Lungu. They were going to bury the way they wanted. Munaona kokuti, where have you seen an enemy burying an enemy? Those things were going to happen if not for Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu has stood the test of times. And he has proved the way he's fighting for the widow is the way he's going to fight for the Zambian people. Imwe muli kuchaisa uko. Imwe women muli kuchaisa market. Mandevu market. Chipata market. Kaunda Square market. Kalingalinga market. Kanyama market. Soweto market. Imwe mazimai imwe uko. Makebi Zulu is the one who is going to fight for you. The same way he has demonstrated on the late president Edgar Lungu, fighting for his widow, fighting for... Actually, to be honest with you, without uyu mnyamata uyu, sembe they were going to oppress the widow, which is against the Bible. Okay, ma verse yaliko, but today tilibe time yokamba vonsefu. So it's a topic for another day. Ma verse yaliko. So ineningakuzeni from political point of view or from the biblical point of view that Makebi Zulu is doing the will of God. Because the will of God is to protect the widow. The will of God is to protect the poor. The will of God is to help the poor, to help the helpless. And that's what Makebi Zulu is doing. He's helping the widow. He's helping the orphans. Ma-orphans vanata sivaliko ku Zambia. Ni ma-orphans sivaliko ku Zambia. Vanachoka mujamuziko. Vali ku maliro. Maona? And those people are being protected by Makebi Zulu. You cannot tell me that Makebi Zulu is not doing the will of God. Okay, so who is doing the will of God? Muntu wamene achosa malaiti ku bantu. Atenga malaiti is taking electricity from the poor. Muja mukomboni kuja. Atenga malaiti yonse yaja ando gulisa ku Namibia, kuma Botswana, kuma South Africa. Ando gulisa malaiti. Then the poor muja mukomboni muja kwa George kulilanda. Valinatuma welding machine, valinatuma barbing machine, tuma barber shop, valinatuma saluni, valinatuma butcher. They have got meat markets. Kuna vaita nati meat markets. Sisetita nati butcher. Valinatuma butcher. All those things vinafa because kulibe malaiti. There is no electricity. All those businesses are grounded and the poor are becoming more poorer. Are you going to tell me that ndiye muntu wamene tifuniko sanka uyo apitilize vamene hivi? Is this the person we should elect mu 2026 kuti apitilize vamene hivi so that he can continue with these things? Or we can bring in Makebi Zulu, who has already demonstrated that he's going to fight for the poor. He has already demonstrated that he's going to fight for the widows. He has already demonstrated that he is willing to fight for the orphans. He has already demonstrated. Even va aunt vatu, va mai vatu. Banakamba ti ine ndine ni mutuma uyu Makebi Zulu kuti azikamba hivi vintu. So osazonda Makebi Zulu. Ndine nikamba, anikambirako. Vanabwera pa our auntie, she came. The elder sister of late President Lungu, she came and she told us, tinamvera kuti Makebi Zulu is not saying these things mpamvu zake. Olo kapena munzeru zake za uloya zanana punzira. Akamba vija vintu vamene vamuuza kuti enda kakambe. Ndiye muntu wamene tinga. Even, okay, those of you who wants to get married, let me give you an example. Which woman are you going to marry? The one who listens to you, obeys you, follow what you say, or the one who is just very beautiful, chocolate. But she has got so many attention from different men. Even if Azesko vamufuna, Lodi Shedding vamufuna, national meeting vamufuna, atenga vose. Everywhere. Atenga profit kulikonse. Avomera unga udule, chikula zapeza ku profit. Fertilizer idule. She's getting attention from everywhere. Ku fertilizer kuli profit, ku national meeting kuli profit, not national meeting, ku milimiu kuli profit, ku Zesco kuli profit, kungakareko ka company kangono, kazigula malaiti ku Zesco, olo kazigulisa malaiti ku Zesco, ndiye pamene bantu wa ku Zambia babwera batenga malaiti. All those things are in my interest everywhere. Mkazi waso wishe ungakwatire. Ivo mazambiazi. Wishe ungakwatire mkazi waso. Olo zafunika che kukwatira mkazi wamene ali composed, well organized for only one man. Ndiye Makebi Zulu. Avisi ya vonse, yonse makastoma yali kulusaka, yonse. Ana makastoma yambiri muja mulusaka, ngasimuziwa. But vonse vija, he has left them. He has gone to South Africa for one family, one man, wholeheartedly dedicated to one man. That is Makebi Zulu. Some people can say, but Senior Kada, what are you saying? Are you saying that all our candidates are not good? All our candidates are not good? No. All our candidates are good. Oh, muja mutonse, muja mupiefu, all our candidates are good. But let's put our differences aside. Let's put our self-interest aside. Tikonkeva mene makole ya tiana chita mu 1991. And then, uja Makebi Zulu, saza sevenza heka. He can't be the Minister of Finance, he can't be the Deputy President or Vice President, he can't be everything. So all those our leaders, let's just put pride aside and save the people. Wherever you are saving, it's okay. Mambesaka, you are still saving the Zambian people. Let's put our ego aside. Mambesaka, it's not, what we want now is to take power back to the people, is to take the rule of law back to the people, is to take one Zambia, one nation back to the people. Also, the people should be given bail when they have killed a person. People should be, whereas people who are just talking like me, they are refusing to give bail at people, they are going to run away. Because you see, let me just address the international community. What I am saying now, if I'm in Zambia, is ground to arrest me. I am not insulting anybody. I'm not even using any abusive language. I'm just explaining the things on the ground. I can still be arrested. This is how Zambia has deviated from the rule of law. I can be arrested not because I am wrong, but because of my name. Iyo maiwa zinanga yo iri pa screen yo. That name is not a good, is not the favorite name. And you know, I'm already grown. How can I change my name? And even if I change my name, I can only change my first name. This last name will still be with me wherever I go. Until in the grave. You understand? Because that last name cannot be changed. I can change the first name. That's all. That's how Zambia is. You see? If you look at all the people who have been arrested on trumped up charges, I call them trumped up charges, okay? But the so-called corruption charges, if you look at all those charges, you will see that the majority of those people who have been arrested come from the same area where that name Baphiri comes from. Come from the same area where the northern names come from. So it's only the northern part of Zambia and the eastern part of Zambia where I come from. Those are the people that you hear that, oh, they have been arrested, they have been doing this, they have been involved in corruption, on this, on this. Those are the people that you're going to hear. That's all. Nobody else. Nobody else. See, you will never hear a person who has been convicted of corruption from the southern province or from the northwestern province or from the western province. You will never hear that. If I am behind, because I'm also learning, Mazambians, teach me, send me some inbox. In the comment section, give me an example of somebody who have been arrested from the northern province or from the southern province. No, not from the northern province, but from the southern province, western province, and northwestern province. Not the northern, please correct me. The people who are being arrested are from the northern province and from the eastern province. And I come from the eastern province. For the sake of the international community who doesn't know how Zambia is, right? We can identify you, which part of the country you come from, by your last name. So like me here, you see my last name here? Everybody in Zambia knows that this person comes from the east. I don't have to explain myself. You understand? That's how Zambia is. If I've got a different name, they will know that this person comes from the north. This person comes from the southern province. and like that. That's how Zambia is. You know, I have to explain these things for the sake of our international viewers. You see, so this is how these things are. I'm endorsing Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu has demonstrated. You see, even in the midst of all the chaos, in the midst of all the injustice, the misunderstandings, the name calling, the propaganda, you will see that this man is still composed. Akabwera pa television, ashtika like munga nothing happened. He is still composed. He will be explaining these things in a normal way. He is not emotional like some of us. You know, some of us kumvera chabe kuti maliro siyabwera. Oh, na kansola national morning na kansola. Nina power na kansola. Then a few days later, we are in the morning. You can see that Paribe, there is no emotional control. You can see for yourselves. Even Zambians, you can see for yourself. I'm not calling anybody names. I'm not accusing anybody. I am not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying, I'm just bringing the things which are already there. Okay? This thing is already on social media. I have cancelled the national mourning. No more national mourning. In our power. Do you want a president like that? Mazambians. A president who can't even go to a meeting with other presidents. Sometimes, I cannot blame them, you know. It's behavior. Muntu ukapakisa vochita muntu. Ukapakisa vochita muntu. Things like that can happen. Ukapakisa vochita, things like that can happen. Behavior is so evil. Palasti, you feel uncomfortable to mingle with your other fellow leaders. Kuma United Nations, kuma Sadiki, we ambotuma kuma juniors. It's behavior. So, I'm settling for Makebi Zulu. Ndaba, sinifuna my problems that, oh yeah, this candidate has been qualified on this allegation, on that allegation, you know. I want to make sure that the Zambians are delivered because chisauso chapitilila malile. Chisauso chapitilila malile. So, I am going to continue with this. Let's make sure that we come back and we continue with this because it's a long story. But Makebi Zulu is the one that I'm urging all the PF leaders, all the Tonse Alliance members, the special vehicle, the special purpose vehicle, the NCP, I'm appealing to ZMP, I'm appealing to Council Sangwa, I'm appealing to all those people. Let's put this young man as a flag bearer. Then we can look at all the other positions. We can negotiate. We can, because this is our Joshua. This is our Joshua. Makebi Zulu is our Joshua. When Moses died, it was Joshua who took over, not Aaron, not Miriam, but Joshua. So, this is what I can advise you. This is what I can advise you. And I can specifically say that Tikasanka Joshua, even in my trumped up charges, to disqualify other people unfairly. Civiza sevenza. If we can bring in everybody, by John Sangwa, everybody. I like the vision of John Sangwa. I like it. But if we can all come together and work together under one umbrella, it will be good. Everybody has got input. Yamini wazaika. But tikachita vamene vanachita makolo yatu mu 1990, because you see this one, right? The independence yamene taking the same independence we got in 1991 yamene losing apa mu 2021. Tonight getting independence in 1991 and we lost it in 2021. And we are trying to get back that. So we are going to need everybody. But John Sangwa. Ngatiwanga nkale pansi na Makebi Zulu. Chingatandize. If we can have one as a president, one as a vice, chingatandize maningi. It's going to help us. If we have got one, John Sangwa na Makebi Zulu, ni ma lawyers ava, they understand the law. Waziwa buno buno. Ivi vintu mamene viendera. If one of them can be president and another one is running mate, tizawina my elections. We are going to win these elections. I'm telling you, tizawina. Tizawina. I'm just telling you these things. Understand what I'm saying. I gave you examples. Choka 1991. I've been around. I know what I'm talking about. Maon, I know what I'm talking about. That's why Maon, I am not blaming Liswaniso. I am blaming the person who took the oath. That's the one I'm blaming. Because wamino jana tenga oath, ija oath yamina nakamba, ndiye inakamba to protect the constitution. So if people are advocating to break the constitution and is quiet, it's not the fault of those people. It's the fault of the person who said he was going to protect the constitution for us. We have chosen him to protect the constitution for us, but he's the one who is quiet. He was there. He was there. And he kept quiet. So we show you muntu. Tizamu vomera futi. Sitting a vomere muntu. I mean, the woman, you have not even yet married her. And she's showing you all her true colors. Are you going to go ahead with a marriage? She's showing you all the true colors. Are you going to go ahead with a marriage or not? And that's what we are being seen. The person who is supposed to protect and uphold the constitution, are quiet. Somebody is saying, my nominations are my independent is a vomera. And if my youth think that it is Ankalako, we are not going to allow that. And the person who is supposed to protect the constitution is there, quiet. Instead of standing up, even if that's what you want to happen, but you cannot show us openly that this is what you want to do. No, you cannot show us openly. Even if mkazi uliko na tuma boyfriend mumbali, you cannot show those boyfriends openly kuli mamuna amena funa kukwatira and expect that tuja mamuna aza kukwatira. Yeah, bane. I know we are not perfect. All of us are not perfect, but you don't just go openly like that and expect us to just look at that and say, okay. He's a rich man, or he's a businessman, or he knows what he's doing. No. My signs yalipo. My red flags are there. So why are we going to go for the same person when my red flags are there? So we are going to continue with this next week, and I know, let me come to a close. I know that we haven't exhausted this. We'll continue this next week, but let me come to a close. If you agree with me, I want you to comment in the comment section your views. If you think that you have to add on what I have said, I can invite you through Skype or through Zoom. You can come here and you can also explain your opinions. Thank you for listening. God bless Zambia. God bless America.